Hi guys, this is Miss Allen and I just wanted to welcome you again to my American Literature class. I'm really excited to be teaching you even though we're doing this virtually, far away from each other right now, and I just wanted to take a little bit of time to introduce you more specifically to this class and what it is. American Lit and 11th grade are my favorite classes to teach. I've taught all 4 grades of high school. I've taught 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. I've taught all levels, and 11th grade is by far my favorite class, and American Lit is my favorite curriculum. So you've caught me in my absolute favorite place to be, which is American Lit. In this class, we're going to be looking at, obviously, works from American literature, but we're also going to be talking a lot about what it means to be an American and the American experience. Some of you may have noticed, if you've ever been, online or watched the news or a human in this world, that there's a lot of argument right now about what it means to be an American and what our American experience is and what our American experience should be. And we're going to have a lot of different opinions about that. All of us, we have lots of different thoughts and opinions and all sorts of things that we all think, but we're going to be talking about some of those different views of what America is and what the American experience is and what your American experience is. And so I'm really excited about that part too, connecting what we read to the lives you lead and the things you think and the lives you want to lead. So I'm excited about that. In this class, we're going to be focusing on 3 main topics. All the juniors who take American Lit this year will be focusing on these same 3 topics. And the first one of those topics is personal identity, which is your own personal identity, who you are, what you believe. That would include all of those things like your religion, your political beliefs, your social beliefs, your hobbies, your dreams, your desires, whether you want to go to college, whether you want to go in the work world, your military. Who are you? If I asked you, who are you? What would you tell me? All of that is your personal identity. Every American has a personal identity. A lot of them are very different. And so we're going to be looking at your personal identity and also through literature, the idea of personal identity. What creates a personal identity? Why are we the people that we are? Why are other people so different from us? How can 2 people watch the same event but view it in such a different way? This is a really important part of being an American and understanding how democracy works and why there will always be people who believe differently than you. And so we're going to be talking a lot about what created your personal identity, what sorts of personal identities we see in literature, and just really kind of digging into that. The next one that we're going to talk about is one of my favorites, which is community. What are your responsibilities to your community? What is your community? What makes a community? Obviously, we all live in the community of Winder, but we have other communities that we belong to. If you belong to a church, you belong to a church community. If you play a sport, you belong to your baseball community or your, softball community. If you have some certain hobby, you might belong to a Pokemon community, or you might belong to a book club community. So communities can look a lot of different ways. And an interesting thing about communities is they can influence our personal identity. Probably your personal identity is influenced by your church community, your hobby communities, your sports communities, and some of the other communities that you belong to. And so we'll talk a little bit about that, your community and other communities and community as we see it through American literature. The last one that we'll talk about is probably one of the more complex ones and one of the ones that will be awesome to deal with, and that is ethics. Ethics are similar to morals, right? Your ethics are what guide you in your day-to-day life and in the choices that you make. Why do you do certain things? Why don't you do certain things? What do you believe is right and wrong? And we're going to talk a lot about how those ethics play out in your personal identity and in your community. How does your community's ethics affect yours? How do the ethics of other communities affect yours? And these 3 things wind together, and they're one reason that it's amazing to be an American, because we have the freedom to have a personal identity and to be in strong, thriving communities and to have some choices about our own guiding ethics and principles. And so it's an awesome thing to talk about. And I think you'll find it pretty interesting because we'll read some things, but we'll always be connecting them back to these ideas of personal identity, community, and ethics. And we'll always be connecting them back to your life and to your goals and dreams and to the person that you want to become, the American that you want to become. So I'm really, really excited about the course and all of the things that we're going to cover. In this course, we're going to be really doing a lot of different things, but I have 3 goals for you. My goal as a teacher of English, and I've been teaching English this is my 21st year, and I've been teaching at Winder for 16. So my goal as a teacher of English in this community is for you to become a better reader, writer, and thinker. That's it. Some of you love English. It's your favorite class of the day. Some of you absolutely hate everything to do with English, and that's fine. Okay, I am not expecting you to love it just because I love it. All I care about is you becoming a better reader, writer, and thinker. Why? Because those, my friends, are life skills. You may not remember a single story we read in class, and that doesn't bother me. I don't care, right? They are not actually, at the end of the day, that important. What is important is that you get out into this world and become an awesome citizen of our country. That's what matters to me. And I promise you, being a better reader will help you. There's a lot of information in this world, and we've got to learn how to weed our way through it. I promise you that being a better writer will help you. I don't care what your job is. In general, writing is becoming a lost art. And if you can do it, it's going to really shoot you ahead in any world that you have. Even if you're just writing emails, we all are going to write. There is not a career out there that is not going to expect you to be able to write in some capacity. And I promise you, the people who can write get the promotion. So we're looking at reading and writing and, of course, thinking. Being an academic thinker, being able to think and to see things in the world and to connect them to other things is going to make you a more interesting person. It's going to make you a better boyfriend or girlfriend, a better husband, wife, a better parent. It's going to make you a better employee. It's going to make you a more interesting friend. We all know those people who are just not interesting, right? And so the more you learn how to think and learn how to connect and learn how to question and understand the world around you, the more engaging you're going to be to talk to and the more fulfilling your life's going to be, because it's just going to be full of meaning, which is what we want. So yeah, I'm here to teach you the English stuff. I'm absolutely here for us to read some text from American Lit and to get good at some things. But what I want are you to develop life skills that will matter when you get out of my class, whether you're going to college, tech school, 2-year degree, 4-year degree, the military, the work world. I want to help you succeed in whatever you do. And we're going to try to have some fun while we're doing it, especially since we have to do it digitally. So I hope that this kind of clears up a little bit of what the course will look like. We're going to start in with sort of a short unit that will just be about 3.5 weeks. And that unit is just sort of a crash course in reading, writing, and also the 3 ideas that we're looking at: personal identity, community, and ethics. So we're going to do a lot of really divergent things. Hopefully some of them will be fun. You may like some of the stuff we read. You may hate some of the stuff we read. You're always allowed to hate it. I try very hard to pick works that my students have liked in the past, but I can't make everybody happy. So, I love to hear if you like something, but I also love to hear if you hate it, because if everybody hates it, then I won't teach it again next time. So anyway, that's, the course in a nutshell, and I am really excited about today's lesson. And so if you have any questions or if you need anything, just be sure to email me. And the email is laurie.allen@barrow.k12.ga.us. Have a good one.